So, hi guys. So, I had to jump on right quick because I have something that I am extremely anxious to share with you all. But before I do that, I'm going to give you a quick overview of how I have recently set up my desk. So, here I mentioned previously to you all how my nephew, he's a cigar smoker now, so he frequents the cigar lounges, and he'll every now and then he brings me cigar boxes. So I did show you guys how this one is my box that I keep my pens in, and I have boxes here. I also showed you these boxes and told you what I wanted to do with them in a previous video. So this is basically what the video is going to be about, is kind of focusing on these cigar boxes. I am so excited to show you what I have come up with. So first off, I want to say I'm so appreciative of the cigar boxes because I just love the neatness that they are giving to my desk. Hopefully this is enough lighting because it's like 4:30, almost 4:30 a.m. and I just don't want to turn too much light on. I just prefer to keep it the way it is right now. But this smaller cigar box, I mentioned that I wanted to turn it into a watercolor box. Well, I have been having this little acrylic tray for years. I think it's like a cosmetic tray or something that I actually thrifted for maybe like 99 cents. And I once I got this tray inside of here, I always knew that I wanted to use it for paint, like watercolor or gouache, but I just couldn't figure out what I was going to do because there was no way for me to cover it. So, what I decided to do as I was cleaning my desk off this morning, I tried to see if this would fit in here. So, it ever so slightly fit, because to get it all the way in, I had to sit the box on the floor and I had to keep one side had went in kind of flush, so the other side was still sticking up some. I sat the box on the floor hoping I would not crack it, and I had to keep stepping down until this went flush into the box. And the biggest thing for me to do afterward was to see if it was going to close. Once this closed and snapped shut, I was so excited. I knew I had finally came up with the solution to figure out how I was going to turn this into a watercolor box just the way I wanted. So I kind of solved two problems, because at first I thought I was going to have to treat this because I was figuring out how I was going to put the pans in here and keep the box from becoming water damaged. Well, now I solved that problem. I solved two problems, because this one is sitting in here and I'll never have to worry about taking it out. It's stuck in here. So for me to show you guys what this box look like, hopefully I have the old clip from the video that I can insert in this video to show you when I did show the box when it was still empty. So once I set this in here, what I also did was, these pans are not in really set in here yet. So the idea is I'm going to use these wells here for my watercolor paints. And these wells will be mixing wells. And I even have an extra space here for brushes. So I kind of tested it out, and I have a few like this. This fits just fine. And this tab that's inside the box would help me to lift it out. So the idea I have for that is maybe to glue a piece of ribbon. This is quite strong, but to make it even more sturdy, I may glue a small piece of ribbon on here so that I can push this down with no problem, and I'm always able to lift my brushes in and out. And it can actually hold more than one brush because I tested it out with two. Let's see if it can hold three. So yeah, it will hold three brushes with no problem, and it closes just fine. And in order to get the pans in here, my solution for that is to set the pans in here like permanently. I will use these glue dots, these adhesive dots here. Now these dots are extremely strong because this is my porcelain set that I created, and I used these dots in here, and they are set in here like very, very strong. So these pans aren't going anywhere. These dots do a really, really good job. So that's what I am going to do. First, I'm going to go ahead on and get the pans set in here, and then I will be back with you all to discuss what watercolors I will put in here. Okay, so unfortunately, I don't know what type of acrylic tray this is. If someone sees it and knows, just comment so other people could know what type of acrylic tray this is. But as far as the size of the cigar box, let's see. There are no dimensions on it, so if it's something that you may want to do, this box is 9.5 inches wide and a little under 6.5 inches tall. I'd say maybe 6 and it's a little over 6 1/4. But maybe I could say 6 1/4. So that's the measurements for the box. If you wanted to do something like that, so you can, from my understanding, the cigar bars give the boxes out for free. Now, I'm not sure if it's to the people that actually go and purchase cigars or if you can go to a cigar bar and ask for boxes because my nephew said they just get rid of them. So, and the ones he go to, they have them sitting on a counter or something, and you can just pick up which ones you want. So he's picked me up quite a few boxes, and I guess I'll show you the one. I'll show you this one first because I have to remove my inks off the other one. So this is the bigger box, and right now it is just holding my watercolor tray, some of my extra watercolor supplies. Nothing special going on with this one yet. It's just serving as a storage area to help keep my desk looking neat, to help it look more organized. In this one, I will show you the pens that are inside this one again. So the color of this one is pretty nice. It has more of a natural wood look to it. And it holds my pens. This one I use to hold all of my pens. So that's what's going on in here. And now we will have a look at the paints. So before I show you the other watercolor paints that I have in the drawer, I do have here, none of this is going to be fitting for this box because I have these Rosa gallery paints here, but this is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is only 10 colors. And this box is going to hold 24 colors. Then I have a mismatch of tubes here. So I have a good bit going on in this box. I have a mismatch of different tubes here between Daniel Smith, Winsor and Newton paints. But the thing about these why I won't be using these is because I even have extra Rosa Gallery paints tubes in here. It's like duplicates from what's in that box there. So, and then I have a few extra paint pans down here. So this is a lot of extra paints and tubes and things that I keep in here. And why I won't be using this is because that is what I use to make this acrylic set. I mean, this porcelain set here. And I picked this porcelain box up from the thrift store. I want to say it was about $2.99 for this box, and maybe like 99 cents for the bowl that I use as the mixing well. So this set contains the paints that are in this box, and I also have this little set that I keep on my tripod. I can get it open. It's really not hard to open. It's just me. Okay, so now this set, it comes with this little palette that goes in here. I think it has like a film that I can pull off to glue this in here, but I have not done that. But this set also contains the paints that are inside of here. So I want to do something different. And this palette also comes with this little bowl here. So I'll make sure to you set up on the tripod before I end the video. So I'm going to look into some of my other paints. I'm trying to decide what other paints I may want to use. Okay, I got that set back on the tripod. So this set is kind of an option, but not this Paul Rubens set, because this is only 18 colors, and I would have probably went ahead. I think this set may fill up like 2 pans each, and I would have used this, but I don't want to have to fight to find a few more colors to go along with this set. So what I'm considering doing, I'm gonna have to take you guys down to show you. Okay, so this drawer holds a lot of my watercolor supplies. So I do have this Mission Gold set. If I would have had my other box, because one of my boxes for this set is still in my storage. If I would have had my other box, I probably would have turned that pan into like my new set into a 36 color set. But since I'm missing one of my boxes right now, I'm considering going with my M Graham. So I have and one day I have to do a tour of this drawer because I have quite a few different watercolor sets in here. This box even has extra clear pans in it, well, clear and white pans. But I think I'm going to go ahead on and use this one, and this is gouache. That's gouache too. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna go ahead on and use the M Graham watercolors that I have. So I'm gonna pull what I have out and get you guys back up top so I can discuss the dilemma with these. So okay, here they are. the M-gram. I guess I can set this to the side for a minute. So the M-gram that I have, these are the sets that I currently have. So the dilemma with this is one set is gouache. So it's 25 tubes of paint, but 5 of them are gouache. So do I add an extra pan to this and make it a watercolor / gouache set? Or what I'm thinking is I may just go ahead on and fill this with the tubes that I have and go ahead on and order 4 extra tubes. Just look and see which colors that I want that I may not have and just order 4 extra tubes. And the gouache, because I don't know if I want to use the gouache as a dry gouache set. I may have to look into the M-gram gouache to see if anyone has made a gouache palette and if they like it. I'm pretty sure it's not one that, well, I'm not going to say hopefully it's not one that would crack up. So, and I don't want to have those problems. So I think I'm just going to go ahead on, and today we'll be filling just 20 of the pans, and I'm going to have to go ahead on and look and order 4 extra colors. So I think that's what I'm going to go ahead on and do. Okay, so I have figured out which order I will put them in the pan in, and I will get them lined up, not in a specific order, but just in an order so that I can take a picture so that I can know what order I have them in for both refill purposes and for when I make the card. But the problem is, okay, I'm gonna go ahead on and take the picture. The random colors are just gonna be out of order, I guess, because I'm not sure which extra colors I want to purchase yet. Oh wow, it has that little storage. You won't take a photo. Well, I did get one. I have to delete stuff on that phone. I hardly use that one for video or anything. Okay, so I do have one picture that's good enough, and I'm going to go ahead on and start filling it. as you were able to see, I had 4 almost what some may consider disasters, but I mean, I just went ahead with it and I did the only thing I could do with this tube, and this was the mineral violet. So what I'm going to do is spray it. I'm going to put some water drops in there and let it kind of sink down a bit. It's not going to look like a perfectly poured pan, obviously, but I'm going to get it as close to set into the pan by adding water. And I could see the little sprinkle, almost like glittery mineral effects to it. So I'm going to get it as close to set as I possibly can. Once it's wet, it'll stick in there. So I'm not really concerned about it. But that's why we have to get these paints out of these tubes. These paints do not like being in these tubes. So that is another one of my goals. I'm going to try to get a lot of my tubes of paint empty, because I have another pan here that I want to fill eventually. I even said to I even said 4 extra pans here. And I'm gonna show you guys another pan that I've been having for years that I need to get filled also. So this set here I have been having for years. Let's see, let me turn it this way so you can see the name. And it's a beautiful black aluminum pan. It even has like clutch locks on the sides in order to open it. But it's a beautiful black watercolor tin. But it's like a studio palette size. So of course I would have to use it at my desk. The case makes it portable, but this is it closed and this is it open. And it has a thumb loop here. So my goal is to get a lot of my tubes of paint emptied, because this paint does not like to sit in these tubes for years like this. And some of them I have been having for quite some time. So obviously I can't do too much more. I can't swatch them today. I'm going to let them dry, and they'll probably have to dry for at least a week, but I'm not going to make you guys wait that long to see this video. Well, longer than a week, because this is M-gram colors. But I'm going to upload this video, so expect a second video where I go ahead on and create the swatch chart and let you guys see what they look like once they are dry. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and until next time, thank you so much for watching. Well, I figured you guys got to see me demolish the tube, so you may as well get to see me add water to the pan also. So I'm just going to carefully continuously drop a few drops of water in here. Once that settles, maybe tomorrow I'll add more. So I'll let it settle down a little bit and I'll add more water tomorrow. So that's how I'm going to get that pan set. Okay. See you guys. So you guys may often see this set of pencils set up in some of my videos. And that is because on this easel is also this watercolor pen, this watercolor set that I just showed you, and it has magnets on it. So that is how my pencils sit on here so securely, and I don't worry about them falling. So see you this time, I promise.